welcome to Centurions Corner, and today we're going to be doing an upgrade video for these two Legends figures. I don't think they deserve of a video each to themselves because there's not going to be a lot of paint added to these guys, so I thought I'd just put them all into one video. I'm sorry for the sounds in the background as well. I have the windows open. It is very hot. My choice of planet would always be Tatooine, but you know what, scrap that. I can't even deal with this like one day in England, to be honest. It is really hot today. So what we're going to do, we're going to chrome up this top here, try and make him look pretty cool, maybe a little bit of a black wash over the figure to bring out that detail even more, to make him really pop. On Darth Maul, we're going to just sort of like maybe put a few little extra painting details up here on his horns, and we're going to paint his hands as well because they just look plain awful. They look very plasticky compared to this really excellent figure, and add some black lines on his lightsaber. So not much that we're going to do today, so I guess let's get on with the show. So first of all, I'm just going to grab red Tamira with a little bit of water to actually make it matte rather than glossy, and go over his ribbed yellow jacket. If you look at Jaxxon, he normally has a yellow stripe down there, and it's normally a whole red jumpsuit, so I'm just going to try and match it as much as possible to the actual original source. As the paint is more watered down, it's going to take a few more coats, so just be patient, let it dry, and then keep applying. So while Jaxxon is drying in the corner, we get the red brown wash over Darth Maul's horns, and we just simply place a bit over the top, wipe it away, but try and keep those details in there, but not obviously not too brown. Next up, back to Jaxxon. We're going to use the gunmetal and just completely paint his guns. So now we're just going on to Darth Maul's hands. We're using Tamira Black. I got the book here for reference. You can find these pictures as well on Google. Just type in Darth Maul bare hands, and I think it's the Sideshow Hot Toys Rebels one. He actually has bare hands as well, so maybe you could use that for reference. So using the pictures from the visual dictionary, Darth Maul does have black rings around his lightsaber, which I thought when I done the review for this guy. So just simply doing those, marking them around, and you can actually use a cocktail stick at the end if you over splurge the black too much, just to bring it back into line. So next up, I'm just using this new Tamira paint I got. It's like a chrome, not super chrome like it's reflective, but it's really got a nice shine to it and a really nice finish. So I'm just applying this to Jaxxon's armour kind of guard that he's got at the top. Don't forget, if you do like this content and you do find yourself appearing on this channel more often than not, then please leave a like and you can subscribe for future content. It means a lot, and thank you. Using the same metal paint, I'm just putting that little tiny stud on his ear roll, and then using the same again, adding the last bit of details to Jaxxon's guns on the end part. So just using a red brown for the Jaxxon's gun's grip, just to add an extra bit of detail, and then completely going over Jaxxon with a black wash, definitely going over those greyer areas a lot more to bring out those details. Now with the precision knife, I'm just going ham on him. I'm just going to try and actually separate that index finger away from his fisted hand, and just so we're going to make it into a trigger finger for his left hand. So using a matte finish varnish over Darth Maul's hand, because obviously we painted the palms and he has a nice shiny lightsaber, so we don't want these dark palms going onto it. Leave 24 hours to dry and it should be fine. They're all completed and ready to join everyone else on the shelf, and I quite enjoyed the little tiny customizations just to bring these up to scratch. It wasn't a lot to involve these guys at all. So starting off, we done Jaxxon, and then we just done a simple black wash just to bring that detail out on his face just a lot more. It is great detail on there, but just adding that simple black wash just over in certain areas, and darken areas, it just sort of brings that character a lot more to life. Obviously here we've actually gone over with that really nice shiny silver, and it just finishes off that kind of looking plasticky thing that was on there. On here I kind of took away that other sort of yellow kind of bit here, just to bring him more in line with the traditional character. He doesn't have yellow there, he's always in a red jumpsuit with a yellow line, so I kind of wanted to take that away, add a bit more black wash in there, and just bring it into line. Obviously a whole black wash over the character as well, just to finish it down, and add in the silver buckles and all the silver little areas over on his belt, just these little parts here, add in those silver bits just to add more detail. And obviously on the guns as well, we have now got gunmetal, we've got silver, and we also got brown on the actual grips itself, which is pretty cool. And then on this one, obviously we have done here the Jaxxon and given him an extra trigger finger, so he can actually hold his guns and dual wield and start blasting everything to Kingdom Come. So now it looks fantastic, absolutely great, and I do think it's definitely a good upgrading for this character. Whether or not you like this part or not, that's down to you, but I kind of wanted it to make it more traditional how he looks in the comics. So that is Jaxxon. So next we have the Maul. So here he is, Darth Maul. So there wasn't a lot to add to this character. Obviously he is a topless guy, there's not much you can really add to like weathering and stuff like that. So we've done a little bit of brown wash on his horns, and obviously added those extra kind of markings on his hands, so he's actually got he's got a flow through his body, and then we've added those extra details on his lightsaber. So taking a closer look, we actually can have a look at his horns. You can't really see much of the wash on there, but it's definitely on there. It's just certain areas that it falls in, so we just got that extra kind of areas that just got to bring on a little bit more detail. We've obviously also added a stud in his earring as well, so it's pretty cool. He's got a little bit of character there now, and it's a bit of a punk rocker. So down on the lightsaber as well, we've actually got the red lines there that hold those rubber parts together. Just adds a little bit more character to the lightsaber as well, and just makes it more realistic how it appears. And then obviously on the hands we've got the black markings, and as you can see it just really sort of transcends into his hands and his arms, and there's no kind of sort of missing parts. I did do a matte finish over the top of it, so because obviously he does have black palms and I don't want it really rubbing off too much, I didn't go fully inside there. I just done what you could see. So you know, slap my hand for being a bit lazy, but you can go all the way if you want. But sometimes I always find like the paintbrush and all that getting right around there, and I just don't really have the time. But here we go. So he's got his black markings and all that in his hands, and when I was looking for the actual reference pictures and stuff, it's quite hard to find online how his hands kind of go. But what I didn't realise is actually I do have the actual graphic novel for where this guy come from, which was beyond me. I didn't even realise. So yeah, it was fantastic having that, because obviously now I've actually got the front cover that absolutely represents with the box that I've actually kept, which is pretty cool. So thank you for joining me on this one. I hope these guys inspire you to create your own, or put a bit more kind of customization into figures that you already have, or maybe these guys. Let me know in the comments down below. You can subscribe so you don't miss out on future content, and I'll see you next time. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.